Gin In Teacups.
Here's the interview with the falling up of swimming. On their blog, they mentioned the collaboration with Dallas Simpson and the perception interaction of music with the environment it's performed in.
So why do you think it's the relationship between music and space?
Well, his whole kind of philosophy, his ideas behind the way that he works was what we wanted to. We were kind of inspired by that, so we kind of mirror that, the same sentiment that he has. That's why we got together and to do these binaural recordings. I don't know if you've seen the ones where we went out into different locations and we take the music out into those locations, and it can be anywhere. You know, most bands, you go into a studio, you record, and then, you know, that's a magical process anyway. Like, we love that side of it. And then you go and play live in like conventional venues, and that's another thing which is great. And you have, you know, that's great for like crowd interaction. You get to meet people and play your music directly to people, and there's a certain energy that comes with that. But then the extra level, the dimension that comes with working with Dallas and his view on working with the space is it's taking the songs out of those kind of normal way, you know, the normal way that you'd interact with music, and doing it totally differently. So we had this song, Sun in the Island, which is like, lyrically, it's about our relationship with our environment and stuff. It's quite sort of directly about that. And to take it out of where it was written and where it was recorded and play it in a space, we ended up choosing the space which was all to do with our relationship with the stars, and with, like, it's up near this observatory, and it was snowing, and it was, the song called Sun in the Island. There were so many things that was like nice about it that kind of threw it on its head a little bit and made it more poignant. It was, you know.
Yeah, and you hope that sort of translates to the people listening as well, because it's them listening to it. You kind of get it sort of filters through to the end product as well when you hear it. Because instead of hearing it in a live show or on record, you're hearing it in this sort of all the acoustics and the kind of ambience of the place.
Yeah, you'd never go up to the middle of a forest and like watch a band in a little igloo sort of thing. So like, that's why we did it, and we recorded it in that special way where he puts little microphones in his ears, and when you listen back to it with headphones, it's like you're in that space, and that was like, it was exciting to us.
Their first gig of 2011 was a headline slot in Nottingham, which is their hometown. So what is their relationship with their roots?
And do they believe in the common saying, Nemo Prophetin Pater?
Is that prophet with an F?
With a PH. A P-H-E-T.
Because we definitely can't profit with an F in our own country. Prophet, yeah. I don't know, Andy's like the man this way.
I'm not a prophet.
Yeah,
It's
it's kind of strange for us because, like, well, like me and John, we sort of moved all over. We were born in Australia, and we're brothers. And so, like, I've kind of personally never had too much relationship with my hometown apart from with music, and that's why the other night, as you talk about, it was kind of special because we were playing amongst loads of other great bands from Nottingham, and amongst loads of friends and family and people that we've worked with and, you know, had fun with, etc. Like, over the past few years. So kind of music that we feel like we fit in.
Yeah, there's something special about that night. Something came together. There's 7 bands on, and each one of them's putting out an album this year, and we've had like personal connections with nearly all those bands, and some of them were like the people I went to see when I was younger, and it's like their new bands, and so I don't know, it was it was a proper special night.
They have an in-house producer in John,
An engineer in Jonathan,
and a designer in Blake.
so does that mean that they're a self-contained act?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, we use his space.
I think in the creation, in the way, you know, in our creating our music, we can take it kind of as far as we can with, you know, writing and then recording, doing all that stuff, and down to artwork. So we can, amongst, you know, within ourselves, create a package of products, and then kind of beyond that, it's sort of, we kind of have to hand it over to people. But yeah, it's quite, you know, we've all got such different influences, you know, in how we go about creating these things. It can come from anywhere, so we're not, you know, boxed into a particular approach. So we're quite fortunate in that, and you know, we can do it how we want to do it. Really, it's just pretty good.
True life misadventures and rocky roads have had a big influence on their songs.
So do they think a connection between music and happiness can actually exist?
Well, like, none of the songs are really written like, this happened, I'm going to write a song about it. Necessarily, like, it doesn't really work like that. It's a bit more kind of instinctive. Like, so something might happen and then next time we're writing, it might relate to that. But to be about happiness is, like, personally, I'm a bit of an optimist. Like, and so that, you know, any interpretation of events, however bad or anything happens, it seems to come out in that kind of light, and that's, you know, that's been from the first song, you know, to the song we're writing at the minute. Like, that always seems to be that, and hopefully that energy is in the music as well, like actually in the sounds we use and the way that it's produced and everything. Yeah, it's more like, and as well, it's instead of just like coming through as like a personal happiness, like more alluring to like a collective happiness. Happiness is going to be involved. But it's not like happy, joy. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's a weird word. It's kind of cloaked a little more in optimism. Is probably the best. Yeah, I think so.
We're sure you've enjoyed this session and interview with Sweeney.
And now stay tuned to Gin In Teacups because, as usual, there's so much in store. And until then,
bye.
Bye.